In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 signs your ex is emotionally attracted to you, not just physically, but emotionally, because as we've been talking about on all of these videos, that the emotional connection you have is the most important thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into that. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. Today we're talking about 5 signs your ex is emotionally attracted to you. Again, we've been talking about this for so many videos now. That's why we've emphasized this so much. The emotional connection that you have with your partner is the most important thing. You don't need to focus on all these other things like who's initiating contact first, or is there a rebound in the picture, how long they've been together, did they spend a holiday together, or not. Like, you don't have to focus on that. Just focus on the emotional connection, and that's literally all you got to focus on. The first sign that there's actually an emotional attraction there between the two of you is that they actually value your own needs and emotions. That is to say, the two of you should be connecting on that emotional level, but they should also be recognizing your own needs and emotions through this process. If they recognize that, maybe you're nervous about something at work, or you have an uncomfortable conversation with your parents or some family member or something like that, then they should be able to acknowledge that and see that and connect with you on that level. If they do, then that's really a sign that they value your emotions and that they're kind of attracted to you emotionally, okay? There could be anything going on. It's not just troubles and problems in your life, obviously, but if there's positive things that they're getting excited about, if there's other emotional things that they're able to follow you on that journey and recognize that this is important to you, not just kind of like, hey, how are you? Okay, great, I'm just going to tick the box and move on, and can we, go to the bedroom now or anything like that. But if they're actually aware of your emotional state and needs and all of that sort of stuff, it really lets you know that they're emotionally into you and probably even emotionally attracted to you as well too, since the two of you obviously used to be together in a relationship. The second sign that your ex is actually emotionally attracted to you is if they're able to open up and be vulnerable with you. That's to say, as you're opening up and talking about your own emotional state, if they're able to meet you there and share their own emotions, that is a very great sign that they are able to open up and connect with those emotions. Like, nobody wants to just sit there and spill their heart out and tell about their feelings and all that stuff, and the other person's just like a statue, like, okay, great, what are you going to do about that? All right, awesome. I hope you have good luck with that hard thing that's happening. Like, nobody wants that. But if they're willing to open up and say, yeah, that must be really hard, I can totally understand that. That reminds me of this time when I was going through something really difficult too. Like, maybe it's a little bit similar to yours, but this is how I dealt with it. Like, if someone's able to open up and share those sorts of feelings and have that kind of degree of vulnerability, it shows that they're willing to connect with you on that emotional level, and they're probably also attracted to you as well too. The third sign that your ex is emotionally attracted to you is if they're able to actually stay more or less balanced out with you in terms of the level of investment. What do I mean by investment? Every time we have some sort of effort to bring us closer together, like maybe texting someone or calling someone or inviting someone out to go do something or something along those lines, that is a bid for an investment. We're basically saying like, hey, do you want to talk? Hey, do you want to get together for a coffee? Hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Hey, do you want to, go away for the weekend or something like that? And as we start to do this, our partner can either rise to that level of investment and say, yeah, or, hey, that sounds really great, but you know what, I'm kind of busy right now. Maybe we can do next weekend, or, something like that. Or they can just, not rise up to meet you, and they can just either not respond or respond half-heartedly, or something like that. And if that's happening, then the investment is sort of getting out of balance. Now, what we don't want to do, obviously, is keep chasing and think that if we double down and invite them to more things or ask them more stuff, that they're going to open up. What we want to do is we want to cut our losses so the investment is more or less even, and then try again later. Maybe they'll suggest something, or maybe we can suggest something and they'll rise to meet it at that point. But we want to keep that level of investment more or less the same. And if you're noticing that they are kind of matching your level of investment, and that is a huge sign that they are actually emotionally attracted to you, because they're mindful of this balance, and they're doing what they can do to kind of catch up and to keep things more or less even between the two of you. Well, I'm hearing that church bell in the distance. This is a great time to remind you, if you like these videos I'm doing, hit that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Please also subscribe to this channel as well too. And while you're subscribing, hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you can get notified the next time we upload new content or when I go live and live stream. I love being able to check in with people on live streams and see what's going on and answer questions, but you may not necessarily know I'm live streaming unless you hit that bell icon when you're subscribed. subscribing. The fourth sign that your ex is actually emotionally attracted to you is that they make an effort to really connect with you without an agenda. Many times people will have some sort of agenda, like, sleeping together, or just getting into a relationship as fast as possible so that I can tell myself some sort of story, like, hey, here I am, I'm in a relationship and I'm 30 years old, therefore I'm not like a total, failure or something like that. I mean, I don't think that you are if you're single when you're 30, but that's a common belief that people have. Hey, if I have a birthday with a 0 and I'm alone, then it means I'm a failure. No, it's just an arbitrary point in time. Anyway, that's a topic for another day and another time. But if they're not trying to push an agenda, that's a huge sign that they're actually emotionally into you. Many times people who are emotionally unavailable or who are rebounding or who have other sorts of issues will be pushing some sort of agenda. Like, hey, I just need to get my mom off my back so that she'll leave me alone, so I need to be in a relationship now. Or I need to get married before XYZ time, so I need to, push that agenda now. Or I'm telling myself some sort of story about how I'm not a failure, or that I've moved on from my ex, or that, I'm better than my rebound, or whatever. So I'm going to, try and push for something now. And if they're detached from some sort of agenda and they're really just taking a genuine interest in you, and your emotional world and your connection and all of that stuff, then that's a huge sign that they're actually emotionally attracted to you. Like if they're not just trying to, get you into bed or push for something so they can tell themselves some sort of story, or they're not in love with the idea of being in love, but they're actually just really curious and interested in you as a person. Huge sign that they're actually emotionally attracted to you. And before we go ahead and get into sign number 5 here, I just want you to know that this is going to be a little bit surprising for some people, so please bear with me. But sign number 5 is that you actually have a strong level of self-esteem. Now, many times we're going to look to other things outside of ourselves to tell us if someone's interested in us or not. But if you're okay with who you are, if you have a strong degree of self-esteem, if you're able to accept your flaws and imperfections and you're unapologetic about them, that is a huge sign that your ex is emotionally attracted to you, because so few people are able and willing to do that. So few people are able to own their own imperfections, their own little quirks and everything like that. I mean, sure, if there's some huge thing, like if you have some sort of addiction or something like that and you need to get that handled so you can be a functional member of society, sure, go ahead and do that. But if there are things that aren't a huge deal and you're okay with and they're just part of who you are, then own it and move on. I've told you stories before about how I've had certain identity problems in the past, being someone who's half Japanese and half Caucasian, and hey, what does that make me? I never heard the term Hapa before when I was growing up, at least not until I was 25. And so for, the first 25 or so years of my life, I didn't know how I fit into the world. I thought I was some sort of mutant. I didn't think women would want to be with me because hey, I'm not like the usual blonde hair, blue-eyed guy, all that sort of stuff. And it was when I really started to own who I was and say, you know what, here I am. I'm not your typical guy. Come on this ride if you want to. If not, that's okay. Once I started to really own that, women started responding to me differently, and I started to have a much different experience. There's also countless other things as well, too. I'm not a particularly tall person, and for a long time I felt insecure about that. I thought women only wanted to be with guys that were 6 feet tall and taller. But as soon as I just was like, you know what, yeah, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but you know what? I'm going to go after it in life. I'm going to do my best, and we're going to have a great time. The right women stuck around. The right women were interested. And I can promise you, if you're able to own who you are, confidently be unapologetic about who you are, the right people are going to be interested in you. And you're going to be able to create emotional attraction in a much deeper and more profound way. Anyway, another powerful tool that you can use for emotional attraction is what we call advanced relational skills. These will help you to create a powerful emotional bond and really take a connection to a deeper level that most people will never be able to experience outside of just pure chance and luck. If you want to learn how to do this, go ahead and check out this video series right up here on advanced relational skills. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you next time.